Everybody get up, it's time to slam now. We got the real jam going down. Welcome to the Space Jam. Here's your chance, do your dance at the Space Jam. Alright.
Welcome to YellBro Road. I am Jordan, and today we got some Trump and Iran stuff. Can't wait. But before I get started, don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then of course, donate. All links in the description box. Pause. And thank you. Alright, so I guess we have an appearance from Donald Trump on a show called Hugh Hewitt, or the Hugh Hewitt Show, or some shit like that. And I just want to play this little clip here, because I think he says something quite interesting, which has some foreign policy implications. Here we go. This works? Yes,
verification. We can do that. We have some very brilliant people up at MIT and various other places. We can do that very, very solidly. But I would much prefer a strong verified deal where we actually blow them up, but blow them up or just denuke them. But there are only two alternatives there: blow them up nicely or blow them up viciously. And
there's no half measure. That's what I wrote for the Washington.
Fuck up, you loser, dweeb.
Get him out. You got to get him out. Can't do it. Total verification.
All right, so they're talking about the so-called we're going to make a nuclear bomb sites that Iran has. And Trump's given them he's saying out loud at least, two options. Blow them up nicely, or blow them up harshly. And listen, guys like Stone Cold, man, they don't want to hear, doing things the easy way or the hard way, because you're going to get stunned in either direction. Like, you're going to get Stone Cold stunned, regardless. All right, Iran's not Stone Cold, but whatever. Wrestling fans know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that is not an option for Iran. They are not in favor of either one of those situations. Right? It's either, right, the U.S. flies over with fucking drones or planes or shoots missiles from their fucking naval ships and blows up their nuclear sites, which obviously Iran wouldn't like, right? That's an act of war. They wouldn't like that. That would probably be like, okay, we're going to war now. Pretty sure. And then the other option, where this guy's claiming they're in negotiations, they just want to talk, but apparently this guy's maybe just saying this to wink and nod at the audience of his, kind of hardcore, I guess, Zionist ideological people. They're like, yeah, they got to be blown up. We got to do the Libya option, where, remember, in Libya, Gaddafi allowed Western powers to blow up his nuclear sites to prove that he's not going to make nuclear weapons. Well, what happened to Gaddafi? Iran is fully aware of that. That has been Israel's point of view, actually, is let's do the Libya option with Iran. Meaning, let them invite us in, and we will blow up their nuclear sites. Which is also not an option. Like, that's not going to happen. As far as I understand, that is not going to happen. This is what was talked about when I said before about Marco Rubio talking about, like, well, they can have nuclear powers, no problem with that. They just can't make it themselves. Other people have to come in and give it to them. Give them the fucking uranium, enriched uranium, so that we know that they're not going to develop a nuclear weapon. Now, for people who pay attention to foreign policy, this is a major eyesore, because Israel used U.S. secret technology type shit to make their fucking nukes. No one bats an eye about that. Everyone knows they have fucking nukes. Everyone talks about them having fucking nukes. And yet, they are allowed to have a secret nuclear program. Iran joins a deal with the U.S. to limit their enrichment of uranium to between 3 and 4%. They follow it. They stay to it. Then the U.S. pulls out. The U.S. pulls out, and actually they stuck with it for a while until they felt threatened, and then they started increasing their enrichment levels as like a deterrent, I guess. So like this is on its face. This is dumb shit. This is dumb person shit. Anyone who's saying that Trump's doing this for negotiation purposes, you are full of shit. You're either lying or you're dumb as shit. One or the other. You're either dumb as rocks or you're fucking lying. Like, like I said, the 3 to 4% is nowhere near nuclear weapon level enrichment. And they were sticking to that. And they were allowing Western fucking investigators and guys to go in there and look at their to make sure that it stayed at a certain percentage of enrichment. Like that, they followed the deal the way it was on paper. They followed it. And now this guy's saying, like, no, you will not do anything in regards to nuclear anything, not even nuclear power, which is what that small percentage was about, right? The 3 to 5%, which is for nuclear power for a resource, right? For energy for your country. Trump's saying, you're not even going to be allowed to do that. It's either we blow up your shit without your permission, or we blow up your shit with your permission. And I don't see Iran taking that deal in any form or fashion. It doesn't make sense. They had in their minds, they had a solid deal where they lifted sanctions, got a lot of their money back, and had energy production for their country. And this guy, this fake tough guy on screen, see that fake tough guy shit? The guy that you slap and the face changes, like, his face changed, like he's not so tough anymore. Yeah, this guy and his administration and the neocons and the hawks around him that people keep saying he's not a part of. They're saying they're doing these things behind his back. Like, no, he's a part of this. Come on. Either he's a dumb fuck robot or he's in on it. And I have to assume that he's in on it. He may also be very dumb while being in on it, but, you know, I'm just saying. Point is, Iran's not going to go for this. It's if you understand the story, you can see why Iran wouldn't go for this, and you personally, you yourself would not go with this. Like, it is absolute bullshit. And you are risking yourself by trying to ship in enriched uranium by whatever organizations or companies or whatever the fuck doing it, where they get this mark a stamp in your country that you may not want there. You may not want them in your country. I don't know exactly what nuclear energy companies would be doing all this stuff, or if it's straight up government to government, but I don't think you want U.S. foreign policy, military personnel in your country planting fucking sites and shit, planting energy in your shit. I don't think you want private contractors doing that either, considering what has happened throughout history in regards to the United States. So, this is just a blatant no-go. It's a blatant no-go. It's fake negotiations. It's just nothing where I see Iran agreeing to this. Except for extreme threats, right? If they're like, damn, I'm not going to just let my people get blown up or killed or whatever the fuck. Or myself get killed. Maybe they're selfish. I'm not going to let myself get blown up and killed over this stuff. We'll just sign the deal. Thank you for holding us hostage, Mr. President. You fucking cunt. You Douglas Murray. Thank you for holding us hostage. We'll now sign a deal with a gun to our head. Which is what they're doing. It's horrendous. But let's move over to here. This is from Fox News. Right? And I kid you not, this looks almost exactly like build up to Iraq war shit. Where we found the weapons of mass destruction, they're over here. Here they are, here's the nuclear sites, and like more open threats to foreign nations that, once again, if you're going with this stuff, you are a dumb fuck. I'm telling you right now. You may not want to hear that, but you have to hear it. You're a dumb fuck. Go research, go investigate, go study. If you don't know, you're a fucking dumb fuck. I'm sorry, it is what it is. Anyways, here we go. Let's play this clip.
Previously unknown Iranian nuclear site. Now, the facility spans nearly 2,500 acres, and this is a big discovery. Jillian Turner has more from the State Department. Good morning, Jillian.
Pretty explosive, Dana. These satellite images that we have obtained exclusively show the alleged site location and even the layout of the secret, previously unknown nuclear weapons facilities inside Iran. This, of course, weighs.
Of course, it's narrative. Like, how do you find this many people willing to compromise their morals or are this stupid? I can't even understand that shit. How do you find this many people from, who the fuck is this lady? Who are these bottom tier fucking network news motherfuckers that all know to say the same narrative that, well, Iran has been trying to develop nuclear weapons forever. Before Iran existed, they were trying to develop nuclear weapons. Before nuclear bombs existed, they were trying to develop nuclear. When Einstein was in his fucking crib, rolling around in his crib as a baby, Iran has been trying to create nuclear weapons for the entirety of all existence. Cavemen Iranians were trying to develop nukes. How come all these motherfuckers know to say those exact same things? And I'm sure there's a lot of Trump fans that don't realize, like right now, they think these guys are legit because they just came off of the Biden administration. So like, oh shit, and they see CNN and MSNBC, they're lying about Trump. That means Fox News has been telling the truth the whole time. Meanwhile, that's not the fucking case. You're surrounded by liars. If you're still Trump, you are surrounding yourself with liars, like intellectually. This no-name person I'm looking at on my screen is telling you about Iran's development of nuclear weapons, and they have blatantly developed they're trying to build nuclear weapons in these sites right here. Somehow she knows the narrative. Some lady we've never heard of knows the fucking narrative. Thank God she's hot as shit, though. Thank God for that. Let's continue.
It raises fresh concerns about the regime's role
They're
in the
always
ongoing
nerdy, too.
nuclear
It's kind of hot,
talks
though.
with the Trump administration.
Like nerdy hot.
The National Council of Resistance of Iran has collected intelligence from sources on the ground inside Iran that locate this nuclear weapons facility in what is called Semnan province, far from the regime's already known nuclear sites. It's codenamed the Rainbow Site by Iran's officials, and it spans nearly 2,500 acres. It's been operating, as far as we can discern, for over a decade under the cover of a chemical production company that's called Deba Energy Seba.
I mean, this looks exactly like fucking Iraq war shit. Like almost word for word like it. And if you fucks get out here, you fucks who didn't pay attention back then or who weren't born yet and didn't look back into it, like historically, if you repeat those same mistakes, I'm telling you right now, you're going to call yourself an idiot not too long after you say, yeah, let's go to war with Iran. You will realize you're an idiot at some point. I know you'll be able to hide it because you're just some dumb fuck on the internet anonymously saying dumb fuck shit. But, you know. Oh, fuck. Now, as far as we understand, Iran does not have nuclear weapons. Now, as far as I understand, they've developed a certain level of uranium enrichment as like a deterrent to say, like, well, you keep pulling out of deals, you keep trying to subvert us, you keep blaming everything on us. When the Houthis do something, you blame Iran. When this country does something, you blame Iran. When that happens over there, you blame Iran. Hamas does something, it's Iran. When students in the U.S. protest, you're blaming Iran. If there's someone doing someone doing something fucked up at the southern border in Mexico, like, damn, that could be Iran trying to infiltrate the U.S., Iran and China. All right? All these blatant subversion propaganda narratives to make Iran look bad so that if or when the U.S. goes to war with them, you feel like it. Yeah, this is justified. This makes sense. Granted, this should only work on, be real with you, at this point, it should only work on 80-plus-year-old men. 80-year-old plus old white men. This should be the only demographic that this shit actually works on. We're like, well, I won't be fighting that war, so you guys go do it. But I'm for it. I want the war to happen, though. Damn towel heads over there. Where's my tapioca? Like, that should be the only people this shit fucking works on. But they're still sewing the narrative anyways. And they have their little cronies do it for them. Once again, hot red-haired chick who you've never heard of is selling this same narrative somehow. They're supposed to be news organizations separate from the White House, but somehow they're still spitting out the same fucking narratives. I kid you not. Yeah, this is... Once again, I've heard of them doing this as a deterrent, not even enriching to the amount of, like, nuclear weapon level. Like, it's still nowhere near it, essentially. But still, if they move in a direction, let's say 40% or 60% enriched uranium, which is still nowhere near the actual target for nuclear weapons capabilities, it's still in there, like, at least a deterrent by their mindset, I assume. Right? But if you guys are like, well, that's scary, though. Like, well, they were staying at, once again, the 3 to 5% territory. They were staying there with us being able to have direct eyes on it. Not hidden facilities, not secret facilities. Us directly seeing their facilities. Or Western powers or third-party powers that are trustworthy, allegedly. So you had the control. If the main threat was nuclear weapons, they already had oversight on it. Trump said, no, we're giving that up. Like, for what? Because money. Because of money? Well, so in this new deal, you're not going to give them money? You're not going to release, like, undo the sanctions and let them have their money back? No, we are. Oh, so you lied to us? Yeah, I lied. I lied because my constituents are dumb fucks and they'll fall for it. They're so dumb. I've been doing this for years. They just fall for it. And they never blame me for anything. I don't do anything wrong in their eyes. Fucking idiots. Anyways, let's continue. Like, here we go. Let's continue.
The so-called rainbow site's reportedly being used primarily to extract tritium. It is a material that's used to boost nuclear weapons with no real civil or commercial applications, putting paid to Iran's long-standing claim they just want nuclear power for peaceful purposes.
Once again, they held to that until you pulled out of the nuclear deal, you fucking idiots. Sorry, why am I saying that to these? Like, these guys know that. Sorry. I mean, maybe these are dumb fuck, these are just robots, it's AI or something, or they're just reading a script. Whatever. But if they're actually thinking human beings, they already know what's going on, and they're lying to you on purpose. They are purposely lying. People who gave Fox News a new resurgence because what? Because Biden was so bad? Now all of a sudden Fox News is fucking trustworthy? Are you kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? Do you remember the Iraq War shit? Jimmy Dore, you should fucking know that. You should definitely know that. And there's people who are just new to politics that have not looked into it, and they think Fox News are the good guys now. Just like people who became new to politics and thought MSNBC and Rachel Maddow and Keith Olbermann were legitimate news sources now. They thought that because at the time George W. Bush was in office. And George W. Bush was doing some horrid, unpopular, criminal, immoral shit around the world. Well, his presidency at least. His administration. And the government as a whole, but they're not paying attention to that. So they come into politics, they find Rachel Maddow, and they're like, wow, what a fucking righteous, well-meaning, do-gooder fucking journalist, hardcore journalist. They're doing it for us. They're trying to protect the people by pointing out corruptions of the presidency. Meanwhile, it was Republican. When a Democrat gets in, they protect them. They protect Barack Obama. Just like Fox News look like it's hard-hitting news when fucking Joe Biden's in office, right? Or when Barack Obama's in office. But then when Trump's in office, they forget what they're like, yo, yeah, Trump's the best. We're gonna repeat every narrative this fucking guy says on TV that, let's be real, is bullshit, fed to him by the State Department. It's fed to Trump as a script to say to the American people, they got they're trying to develop nuclear weapons, man. Come on, they're trying to develop nuclear weapons. We need to stop them by any means necessary. Either we bomb them or they invite us in, and then we bomb them. One or the other. It's the only options. God. Here we go. Let's hear more lying from these liars.
Is it the U.S. position that Iran can have an enrichment program as long as it doesn't reach a weapons?
We haven't made that decision yet. We will, but we haven't made that decision.
He just said no.
Yet.
Just yesterday, the vice president insisted.
Rubio said no. We just heard Trump say no. And the funny part about that, if he goes with, we'll let them enrich their own uranium as long as we're allowed to keep eyes on it. That was the Obama deal that already existed, you fucking idiots. It's like, yo, wait a minute. He did all this shit. He bombed all these people. He created all these tensions just to do the same deal that he pulled out of in the first place? What the fuck? And once again, if you're saying like, well, we get more money out of it, the U.S. gets more money out of it, then you're a fucking devil worshiper. Congratulations. Here's your wake-up call. When you reach the pearly gates and you're like, man, what'd you do on Earth? These questions will be asked for you. You're like, wait a minute, you were worshiping the other guy. What the fuck happened? You're on the devil worshipping team. What the fuck? No. Sorry, Fox News can't save you up here, bud. You have to deal with your own conscience, your own behavior, your own decisions, your own choices, your own moral decisions. You have to deal with them now. Sorry. You're a fucking lemming your whole life, and we're gonna play the movie for you now. We gotta show you a movie reel of your fuck ups until you figure it out. Then we'll have you come back up to heaven. But for now, you gotta go to the other place, man, and study your own life decisions, because your cuntiness led to the harm of other people. You dumb fuck. Sorry, it's not a real philosophy on heaven and hell. I'm just saying. I just want to talk shit. Forgive me, guys. Anyways, let's continue.
That the nuclear negotiations with Iran are going swimmingly. Take a listen.
Swimmingly?
Without prejudging the negotiations, I will say so far.
By the way, the Pope knows the new Pope knows this guy's a cunt. And JD is like, yeah, this guy's a cunt. He works for the other team too. The new Pope's like, yo, this guy is not on God's side. He's working on the other team.
So, without
I'm just
prejudging
kidding.
the negotiations,
I just think he
will
does
say
that.
so far so good. We've been very happy by how the Iranians have responded to some of the points that we've made.
Dana, once again,
it says nothing.
This intelligence, these aerial satellite photos, plus some video that little too long to share with you guys on the air, were shared exclusively with Fox News. It was obtained by sources operating on the ground inside Iran, given to us by Iran's opposition movement here inside the United States. Pretty explosive.
Wow, I actually watched a debate between what I would assume would be one of these opposing of Iranian guys, or the pro-Iran but anti-government of Iran people. I think I watched Dave DeCamp debate one of these guys, one of these, suit and tie dweebs who can't help but cheer on regime change without apparently not worrying about the implications. All these years have gone by where you've seen regime change after regime change, and we've seen the fallout of it, but this time, apparently, it's going to be different. This is what these guys do narrative-wise. They say, no. This new regime change plan will be different than the other ones. Okay? It'll work this time, and we'll be in 20 minutes and out the next. Bada bing, bada boom. We're done. We go in, we fuck it up, we leave. We're good. Hey, he didn't really say. He was saying it'll be a long-term regime change, which is once again just subversions, funding rebels on the ground, while putting pressure on the government from above. Was this guy's ideology on it? And it's like, once again, we've seen this movie before. It doesn't work out that way. And by the way, you're subverting. There's no care for humanity in these situations. It's like these fuckers just don't care. It's incredible. But anyways, all right. I guess all I can say, conclusion-wise here, if you watch Fox News, listen to their narratives, and look at some graphics go by, and just say, like, well, there it is. That's the truth. That's the true information. You're a fucking idiot. Doesn't mean all the information is bullshit. Just means if you take it at face value, you're a fucking idiot. And you deserve the shitty world that you're trying to help create. You kind of deserve it, in a way. Granted, well-meaning people will fight against that. They won't even blame you for, like, oh, this guy's just an idiot. He's brainwashed. He doesn't know anything. But still, you're, like, in the fucking way. Like, get out of the fucking way, guys. Go get someone, give them a ball and a stick, and he's like, go play something. Go make up your own game in the backyard, bro. Let the adults do shit now. But then again, these Fox News chicks are too hot, man. I have to just automatically agree with whatever they say. It is what it is. Oh, man. All right, there's your video. Please subscribe if you like. Comment, agree, disagree. Tell me what you think. Does all this sound like bullshit? With the Fox News thing? Doesn't it look just like the Iraq war shit? Or like, here's the weapons of mass destruction facilities. Here they are. We need to attack them. This is where they're hiding them, and that's why we need to go in there. Full force. Fuck. And don't worry, guys. It'll only take 20 minutes. If we want to take over Iran and end their nuclear program and regime change them, it only takes like 20 minutes, guys. I promise. Only 20 minutes. Not 20 years like the last one did. Just 20 minutes. 20 minutes, we're in, we're out, we're done. Fuck. And also, do you think Iran's going to go with Trump's option of blow up their nuclear facilities or blow up their nuclear facilities? By choice or by force? You think Iran's going to go with that? Is that legitimately a negotiation thing to do? Or a negotiation tactic? I'm sure Alex Jones will say that. But then again, he's been quite wrong on a lot of fucking things. A lot of things. Yeah, tell me in the comment section. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. And with all that said, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.